What's up, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on iRacing for another special event. This is another K5 Kneebon5 kind of send-off, shootout, fun, interesting combo race. Along with the Charlotte race we did yesterday, because old Charlotte's being retired, old Legacy Lime Rock is being retired. So Nick had the idea to come here. We're going to kind of do a similar format to last night, but with the Formula Ford 1600 Ray, whatever the hell it's called, at Lime Rock Chicane, Legacy Lime Rock Chicane, which is utterly bonkers. This track is crazy, but for that reason, I love it. I have very fond memories of this back in my early days of PCC. In the old Mazda and the Solstice, and this track was a staple of that series, and just as crazy then as it is today. So really looking forward to this. We're not going to win. We're not going to be competitive. Last night was my sports car, one that we were going to aim for and put some time into. And I put some time into this, but I just don't have the skill, as you all know, the comfort, the trust, whatever, in open wheel cars. So we're just going to hope for a good race. If we can finish kind of without issue in the single digits, not piss anybody off, that's going to be a success and the race well done. Jake looks very fast. Hayden is going to be extremely fast. Sean, Jacob, all the usual suspects. Wesley's looking fast in practice. So should be a good race. We got about 1 minute. Again, no queue, random heat assignment. So we're going to see where we start. There's like 20 or 21 of us in here so far. So that's a pretty good amount. We're all going to make the feature, so nothing to worry about there. We're all going to have to run the LCQs this time, though, as well. So kind of two sets of heat races. Nobody's going to transfer through to the heats like they did last night. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun. There's Jake having some fun going for a spin. Last night, Jake and I pulled off a 1-2, which was a great result. Had a lot of fun in that one. Again, that was the one that I knew we were going to be competitive in. The rain was quite the factor yesterday. If you didn't watch yesterday's video from the Legends cars at the short infield Charlotte Roval, go watch that. It was a ton of fun. Great race. But this one's going to be a little bit different. We're not going to be right at the front. Hopefully we're towards the front top half, but not going to be right at the sharp end for sure unless we just get extremely lucky with this Q draw and being only a 3-lap heat. It's going to be very short, difficult to pass. Don't know how to standing start this car either. I did a little bit of practice, but we'll see. The bend before the downhill didn't exist. Oh, yeah. It was a bank, yeah. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let's get to it right now. Again, we're just kind of in the middle of the board time sheets. I only ran 3 laps. I felt pretty comfortable where we're at. With tire heat, I think I could probably run 56 dead, but I'm not sure I can touch these mid to high 55s for sure. Again, might have been a little bit of draft assistance there, but we'll see how it goes. It looks like we're starting third in heat number 1. Zachary is on the pole with Hayden ahead of us. Hayden's going to be very fast again, so only 2 heats. Who's going to be around us? Nick is in our heat starting right behind or next to us. John's going to be behind us. And then Nick Martin, Kyle Stewart, Freeman, Jacob is back in there. Wesley and Billy starting at the back. He gets screwed again. So it looks like there's 19 of us total so far in here, which is cool. Looks like maybe the 26 hasn't connected. Do I see the 26 on the starting grid in either of these? I don't really see him. He's on the pole for heat 2, so hopefully he connects back in because he's going to get to start up front. So we're going to start third. Hopefully, again, it goes pretty well. But let's get on the grid. Going to double check my recording, make sure everything looks and sounds good. Cool, it's running, awesome. So yeah, fixed set for this one, nothing to worry about. So thanks again to Will for the set last night. It was great. Let's see what we can do here. No idea what we're doing, no idea how to start, but 3 laps will go by very quickly, of course. All right, here we go. Let's get to it. It was an okay start, not great, but our initial start was good. The second phase wasn't great. Again, very, very cold tires here on the opening lap. These cars do not like standing starts. I think they're standing starts in the official series, both of them though, so take it nice and chill, nice and easy. Zachary's pace was okay, but obviously Hayden was very, very fast. He's a great open wheel guy, great road racer in general, actually. So we'd like to try to stay in the draft range here and maybe make something happen. 3 laps is, again, very, very short, less than a 3-minute race here. But we'll see how this works out. Cold tire is going to be a thing. Definitely going to have some people making mistakes. I think Nick spun us behind there, so hopefully he is okay. Not sure if he's okay and alive or not. Doesn't look like he's behind us. We have a big gap behind us now, 3 seconds. So just try to stay on the back of these front 2. Get through this corner well. We ran a little bit wide, but Zach ran very wide. Hayden's going to take a look into turn 1. We're going to have a big toe here down the front stretch. Try to follow Hayden through up the inside. Zachary went a little bit wide. He's actually out in the grass, so we're right up on the back of Hayden here. Don't think we can go anywhere again. It's all going to be just about the draft. It's very, very hard to pass in these cars, but we just got to try to stay close. See if we can take a look down the front stretch, but otherwise we're just going to have to hang in here and settle unless he makes a big mistake. So we'll try to keep pressure on. Zach does rejoin behind us in P3. Not run over Hayden here is the goal. Again, this chicane's so tricky. A lot can go wrong. We both survived it barely. So now we gotta try to build some momentum going forwards. Easier said than done, of course, but should have a nice run here down the front if I can get through this last corner decently. Got through there okay, but oh, almost dropped down the curb. That's going to be any chance of us getting past here gone. I don't think we had a big enough run regardless, so we'll just tuck back in here. Nice and smooth. And not spin ourselves off by overdriving turn 1. You can get away with some slip angle in this, but they don't have unlimited grip because they don't have any wings, obviously. So we'll just try to keep some pressure on. Maybe he'll make a mistake up in the chicane. Again, I'm not expecting that. He's a very talented, experienced, skilled driver, but we gotta still try to stay close just in case. Make him think that we're gonna make a move, but obviously it's tough to go anywhere here. Very interesting corner profile. He's entering quite a bit wider than I'm brave enough to. I'm not confident in the front end cutting in there, but that's okay. We got through there, we made it, so. Again, he's carrying a lot more center corner speed than I am, and definitely that I'm comfortable with, but first heat, we're going to end up P2. I don't know how that's going to sort out for the LCQs, but it was a decent, good race. Again, we're just starting to get tire heat now on this third lap, so that was a good fun, though. Really, really good fun. So, successful race. Learned a little bit about how to launch the car and maybe how not to launch the car because my start was not very good at all. But don't know how, again, we're going to be gridded for the LCQs or for the main, but we went forward a little bit there. Unfortunately, Nick died. Looks like Jacob comes home P4, so he didn't die. Zachary ends up P3 after starting from the pole. Billy all the way up to P5 after starting at the tail, so good recovery for him. Again, don't know how this is all going to sort out exactly, but it's good fun. It's a really good fun car track combo, so it's cool that we're doing this. I think we'll get kicked out here shortly. Maybe. Yep, about 7 seconds, so don't know who didn't finish that we were waiting on, but that's okay. Now we get to watch the second heat, and then we'll be on to the LCQ, and one of them, I guess. So yeah, not sure how this is all going to work out in format. Colin did rejoin. Looks like he's going to start from the front. So we'll just watch, well, I guess we'll watch Jake, of course. How could we not watch Jake? So Jake's going to go ahead here in heat number 2. He's going to start from P3, right where I was. He's got Colin and Andrew ahead of him. Justin, Rick, Philip, and then Sean back in 7th, another really fast guy. Dakota I expect to be pretty fast as well. Warren is capable of good speed. So 3 laps for these guys in heat number 2. Here they go. Great start for Jake. Going to immediately jump all over the 12 car, whoever that was. Get clear to second place. That was Andrew. That was 12 car. So Colin out in front. And of course, Jake watched that first heat, I'm almost certain. So he's going to know kind of how to attack, how to pick his moments. He's very, very talented as well, and he'll probably have a good chance to get around here at the front if he can just pick his moment. He's going to go to the outside of turn number 2. Careful not to touch wheels, but he's going to get clear of the Rothman's car. Good cool looking paint scheme there on that car. Now we'll go back and look at whoever is behind. Nope, that's the wrong way. What is this? I don't know what this is, but whatever. All right, so Andrew is back to 2nd now in the 12 car. Got by as well there. Got by Colin. They're all going to float their way over the chicane. Jake might have just stayed in track limits. Hopefully he didn't get a slowdown there. Again, 3 laps goes by very, very quickly. Jake won his heat last night and then finished 2nd in the Legends race. So let's see if he can back that up with a heat win tonight. I could not do it, so let's see if he can grab one. Andrew trying to chase that toe. Obviously, the toe pretty strong, pretty powerful. But not so much around a place like this, especially with the chicane around here. It does cut out one of the kind of longer straightaways that you can get some good draft. You can draft up towards it, but it's very hard to get a good exit out of it and tow around to that next bit, to the last couple corners. So, yeah, very difficult, very tricky. But Jake is controlling this right now. It looks like the whole field is pretty much still going. I was inside of someone T1. I don't know what that means, but I don't know if he's talking literally or figuratively, but that's okay. Jake is just about pulled out of the tow range from Andrew here. Certainly not in 1 lap. He's not going to catch up from this distance unless Jake has a big mistake. Again, about 55, 56 second laps. So they should have plenty of time here with a 3-minute heat to finish this one off. No idea how long our LCQs are. I assume they're 5 laps apiece, so everybody's going to have to be in one of those. See how that plays out. So, yep, plenty of time for Jake to finish up here. Nice and smooth down in turn 1. Pretty good lap times being run all around. I think my best there on that last lap with some tow from Hayden was 56.1, which isn't great, but it's okay. And again, it wasn't a perfect lap by me by any means. And I did drop that wheel coming to start the lap at the end of lap 2. So decent lap, decent performance. Let's see what the gaps are. Sean all the way up to 3rd from 7th. He's hanging behind Andrew. See if he can make a run on the last lap here. And then some gap back to Philip, Warren, Justin, Dakota, and then Colin and Rick at the tail of this heat. So yeah, 19 cars, big run up through here. Oh, big slide for Andrew, and he's gone. Oh, that's unfortunate. Last lap, felt the pressure from Sean. That's the kind of thing, though, when you get to someone like a Sean or, a Hayden, it's very, very difficult to get them to make a mistake. But Sean was able to apply the pressure, though, and he's going to drive all the way back from what? He starts 7th to end up P2, which is a great result from the heat. Again, don't know how these LCQs are all going to be formatted exactly, but that's a great drive from Sean to this point. So I think we're going to skip to the C main. I don't know. F main, I have no idea. But we'll see what it puts us all in, where we start, how we're stacked. But Jake takes the heat win in heat number 2. Good for him. Congratulations, Jake. All right. How are we going to get this sorted out? We got to wait on a couple more to finish, and then we'll have our answer. A couple more to come back around or tow or whatever. I don't know why the cooldown time is so long. The cooldown time is like half the length of the race. It's like a lap and a half you get, but whatever. So where did Andrew end up finishing after all that? Unfortunately, he was only able to recover and end up 7th. Looks like Warren and Rick also had issues towards the end there. But all right, so now we go to the B main. So are we all going to be in the C main? Yeah, so we're just starting in finishing order from the other main into the C main, and then that second group is going to do it again, the B main. So we'll see how this works out. Jacob is starting 4th now, Billy up to 5th. Nick gets another shot. He's back at 8th, and it looks like they put Wesley in the other heat for some reason. I don't know. Is going to eliminate one person because we have an odd number. Top 9 move on. So someone's going to get eliminated from the B main. Someone is not going to get eliminated from this one. So I don't know how that works, but whatever. So someone's not going to make it. Unfortunately, we don't have an SK here tonight. He made it last night. He does not apparently have a D 4.0 on this formula level. So let's get on the grid and try to stay up behind Daniel and have another attack. It looks like 5 laps, 5 minutes is this one. So let's have another go. Here we go. See if we can have a little better start. I don't anticipate it, but we'll try. Zach actually had the best start of the 3 of us there. Hayden's going to get back to the left. Oh, we just had to lift there, let Hayden back in line. Again, cold tire is very tricky, very slippery. Be able to get through Hayden, which is a big shock, but a great start by Zach there in that one. Mega job by him. Now we gotta go chase him down. We got a couple laps to do it. Oh, almost made a big mistake there. Hayden did make a big mistake. He's gonna lose a lot of spots. Jacob and Billy get through behind us, so they're definitely both close still. Cold tire Zach again pushes out wide, but he's still good, still going. Jacob ran a little bit wide behind us as well. Gotta chase that toe down the front stretch for sure. Very key. I severely overdrove turn 1 on the cold tires, but thankfully we caught it and didn't fly off, and we made it. All right. Well, let's see what we can do now. It's going to be a little bit longer time we have to try to go forwards, but we're not so far behind that we're out of a chance. And again, obviously we do have to keep a half an eye on the mirror because Jacob's back there somewhere in contention. Pretty good chicane there that time for me. The entry was very good. The exit wasn't great. Again, just don't quite have the comfort to trust pushing the thing to 11 tenths. It's just not my deal, not what I'm really good at, not what I have a lot of experience doing. Very difficult here to get back going. Looks like our toe is not nearly as key as I thought it was going to be. Much better T1 entry that time. We may have some decent ground. Going to lose a little bit here on the exit just because of our line. But we're not too far behind. We're not a million miles back. Toe is not nearly as strong as I thought it might be. But again, there's a lot of factors that go into this, so Try this toe here down the backstretch and get close. We're coming to 2 to go yet, so we still got some time. Actually, a really good chicane there that time for me. We were very aggressive over the curbs, but we made it work somehow. All right, this is the one. Then we got to try to get close right here. Good exit. Gonna get to driver's right. And we're gonna get through to the lead. Somehow that was the fastest lap, I guess, whatever. So 2 to go now, we gotta play some defense. Obviously gonna have to defend him coming back ass down the front stretch next lap.
No worries, Hayden.
Good battling here. This car is providing some really good racing, it seems. Very, very close behind for Zach. See if he's brave enough to take a run ass here. It's so hard to push that chicane because you don't know how the car is going to react over the bumps and the curbs and how you're going to push and the guy in front's going to push, and it's just so difficult. Hard defense to the right, but I think that was fair. I think I moved first because I kept my steering. He's going to get over the driver's left. Try to go around the outside. Turn 1 is very, very difficult. Able to hold on through there. We got to do it once more again. I got to be a little better through those last 2 corners. That was pretty poor by me that time. Definitely have some tire heat now, so we can push a little bit more, but obviously don't want to push beyond the capabilities and make a mistake. Great battle going on for third between John and Jacob, it looks like. Oh, pretty good chicane, but Zach spins out behind us. Just took a little bit too much of the left-hand curb. Now we just got to bring it back nice and smooth. It was a great battle to the end, but that's how easy it is to make a mistake. That chicane is so deadly. You just touch that inside bit wrong and you're done. What a race. What a great battle amongst the front cars there. All right, LCQ winner. Let's go. I was not expecting that one. I thought we'd be, again, pretty decent, but we'll take that. I think that is probably going to put us up towards the front of the main. I don't know, again, exactly how we're sorting out, but it should be nearer the front, so we'll take that one. Very happy with that. Zach is going to, unfortunately, fall all the way back to 6th. Hayden's going to have to come from deep. He died in those first couple laps, finished 9th, as did Nick Martin, it looks like. So that was crazy. That was a good one, though. I enjoyed that. That was obviously a good battle. We made our move.
Oh, sorry about that contact, by the way. I went into the soda, but my talk wasn't fine.
All right, now we get to go watch the B main. Where's Jake? He's got to be starting from the front, I'd assume, here. He is indeed. iRacing heats are stupid how they work. That is the truth. So, all right, we'll see how this works out. Again, another strong field. This is, I assume, going to set the other row for the main. I don't know how that all works, but we'll see who gets a good start here. Jake versus Sean should be a great battle. 2 very good drivers. Here they go. There they go. A little better start for Jake in the first phase, and gets a little better start in the second phase as well. Covers off. He's got the lead. He's got the point. Is there going to be a send up the inside of turn 1? There is, but Sean leaves the space. Who is that, 17? That's Justin Ritchie? Yes, it is. So that's Sean losing second. Very difficult to start, apparently, from that outside left lane there. Either that or we both just suck, which could be entirely possible. But Sean, very, very fast, but now he's going to have to do the hard work. He's going to get the crossover back on Justin down the backstretch. They're going to be side by side. I assume Justin's going to let him go here in this situation. Nothing to fight for. Lap 1. Almost made contact. Not sure if that was netcode. So Jake has gotten the lead. Sean is reestablished in second position. Just hard, tight racing there. I don't think that was a netcode. I think Justin backed out of that. But Sean had been catching Jake in that first heat, and now he's got 4 laps and a bit to try to get back and run him down. So it worked out for us being in second after the first handful of laps. We were able to get the tires in a decent window, make one big dive, and made a pass. Zach fought back on us, but we were able to cover it off and defend it. And then, unfortunately, he made that last lap mistake. But let's see what Sean can do here against Jake. They got 4 laps left. Plenty of time. So someone's unfortunately not going to make it through. So again, this is where you got to make sure you finish the race off and don't make a mistake or have to tow. You just got to finish to get in because someone is unfortunately going to miss out. Right now, Rick is back in that relegation zone, but Again, saw how easy it was to make mistakes. You just gotta stay alive is the key. So Sean's made up a little bit of ground this first half a lap on Jake. I'm sure he's going to be aggressive over the curbs. Jake with a big slide and wobble. He goes off track. That's going to definitely be a slowdown. This is Sean's chance right here. Jake's going to have to serve this immediately. Try to serve it before the last corner. Nope, he breaks there. Sean goes through up the inside. Put him on a really, really tight line. Jake gets back going in second place at least, but Sean has gotten away, gotten to the front. Jake's still serving the slowdown. So it must be a really big slowdown apparently. That's actually going to allow Justin to get back up the inside for second position. Change of second place there, and then Philip not too far behind. Looks like everybody's still rolling and moving, so that's good. So now the battle is for second place. Sean's going to get away. Jake trying to look around the outside of turn 2 like he did earlier. Not going to stick that time. So you can see how difficult this is to not make any mistakes. That's going to be so much of the key is to just stay alive and not blow it, and that's going to be your chance to run up towards the front. Just trying to float through. Jake, a lot of curb that time. Goes flying again. Going to be another slowdown for Jake, I would assume there that time. That's definitely a 1x for sure. I assume that's another slowdown. Jake with a big old slide there, I guess trying to bleed some more time off. Yep, definitely a slowdown. Where's the car behind him? Philip down the hill, right out in the back of Jake. I'm not sure if Jake was able to get that slowdown cleared yet or not, but I guess not because he's backing up. So Jake having to give away more time. That's 2 in 1 lap. Going to lose another spot to Dakota as well. Warren is a little bit further behind. Must have had an error in there somewhere. So Jake back to P5. But he's all over the back of both Dakota and Philip here. That's second, third, fourth, fifth right ahead of us with 2 laps to go. So really close battle here. Dakota's going to take a look on the inside of Philip. Jake going to try to fill that hole that Dakota left, but there's nowhere to go in front. They're so close. And again, almost touching wheels in this. It's going to be a death sentence. Sean has rocketed away, and this is definitely giving Justin up in second a reprieve. Side by side into the chicane. This won't work. They're going to have to sort this out. Oh, Jake is the one that has to bail out, go over the curb. He's going to pick up maybe another slowdown. I assume he got away with that one since he didn't cut the track any. But I felt like he had position there, but you can never judge too easily. So unfortunate there that he lost out. Was in a good spot, but he's going to fall back. Now Dakota is left to go chase after Philip here. 1 lap to go. And then we'll see how it sets us up for the main. What's the track temp now? Well, I'm thinking of it, 77. All right, 1 more lap to go. Is everybody still alive? It appears so. Rick is still going, so he should be the one in the relegation zone right now if Warren and Colin could all stay alive. Jake's still hanging on tough to P5. Still trying to hunt down Philip ahead, is trying to catch Justin, and Dakota's trying to catch Philip. See if Jake and Wesley are any close. Nope, Jake's got quite a gap on Wesley, it looks like. So this is the closest battle right here amongst these 3. Again, Sean's rocketed away. There's a slowdown up ahead for Justin. That could be crucial if he has to serve this here on the last lap, because if you don't, you're going to get disqualified, and then you're going to miss out. Big block. Oh, there's a crash. That was a silly block. Silly block by Justin if you're trying to serve the slowdown. That's just...
My fault. I tried to miss you.
I don't know why you're slowing down the racing group there. That's a poor move, but... Is Justin going to be able to finish? Where is the other guys around him? Warren's going to get through. Is Justin going to be able to beat? Euthanize me, please. Justin is going to beat Rick. Unfortunately, Rick had to tow, so Justin is going to come through for 9th place and make it through. And now it's feature time. So I assume that, yeah, Sean's going to start first, so that was to sign the lanes. So first, second, third in our heat, and then first, second, third in the other heat. So we are going to start from the pole. 3-minute warm-up, 10-lap race, 10 minutes. Should be able to do the 10 laps in that. And it's going to be a dogfight at the front between Sean and I, and the rest of the crew are going to definitely try to come take it away from us. But definitely going to have to work on my standing starts, because that second one was better, but still wasn't very good. So we'll give it another whirl here, try it on a pit exit, and see what our standing start looks like. Once everybody goes past, don't want to get in anybody's way. That one was actually decent. A little bit of bog there, not too bad. We'll do 1 more. Yeah, about 60% throttle is the sweet spot. Just to try to get some momentum rolling forward, so not too bad. Nowhere we have to brake. I did practice this for the start earlier in my warm-up. I basically only practiced the starts. I didn't really do any long runs, but 10 laps isn't particularly long, so see if we can hang on to a front running position again. Don't expect we're going to be able to hold everybody off, but Sean's going to be very fast. We do get the track position to start. We just got to nail the standing start. See what happens. Obviously, we've seen a lot of mistakes. A lot of things can happen. Not sure if we'll see any traffic in a race that's only 10 laps, but we'll play it by ear. Feel decent about how we've done so far. Cold tires definitely going to be a factor. You definitely just got to survive those first 3 or so laps, and that's going to be one of the keys to the race. Not sure if they're using 3rd or 4th there through that last corner. I assume 4th is the better move, but again, we'll just have to play it by ear. So overdrove turn 1 a couple times in the LCQ for sure on cold tires, so we just got to be careful of that. Try to break at 250 or so for the first several laps until we get some tire heat, and then we'll try 200 if we need it. I assume we're going to have to go defensive quite a bit for those first several corners. So we'll try that. Got a nice run here behind Dakota. Oh, there we go.
I found the limit, sorry.
No, you're good. No need to win at lap 1. I don't think most of us are going to win it at all. So I was trying to figure out which way Dakota was going to go and guessed wrong, but that's okay. That's part of it. So, all right, we're ready to go. I feel good about where we're at. 18 cars looks like, sorry. Here we go. Again, we're starting at the front, 18 cars. Unfortunately, Rick doesn't make it through, but 18 cars strong should be a good field. 10 laps will go by pretty quickly. Less than 10 minutes, I would think. So Sean's the favorite. He's definitely the one to beat usually in open wheel. He's been very successful in the K5 IndyCar and other things, and I'm probably the favorite. I reckon on pit exit there. I'm probably the favorite solely from last night, but obviously open wheel's not my thing. So hopefully we can just stay towards the front and have a shot. Again, who knows? Anything can happen. A lot of factors in play here. Track temp is still going to be 79 or so. Oh, got a little warmer, 97. It was upper 70s earlier, but now 97. So let's get on the grid and see how it goes. 10 laps will go by pretty quickly again. No mistakes is the key. Hope you enjoy it. Again, appreciate you all so much. Make sure you drop that like, sub down below if you're new. And let's go feature racing time. 10 degree higher than the warm-up. Great. Can't wait. All right, we're ready. Let's go. Remember first gear. That's important. Here we go. Wasn't a great start, but it was okay. Decent enough. Got away, got through turn 1, which is key. Nice and smooth here. We're going to get to lead through the chicane for the first time, which is very important. Jacob had a great start, went from 5th to 3rd, unless 3rd made a mistake, I'm unsure. But regardless, very good start. Got away cleanly. That was the key. Now just got to be nice and smart and smooth the first several laps here. A little too much curve there for me, but we made it. Not dead. Still good. That was the key. Just had to straighten out the wheel there. Lost a little bit of time. Don't know how far back Hayden ended up starting. I think he probably was about 16, so we'll see what he can do from the tail end of the field here. Sean got a great run out of the final corner. He's going to go driver's left. Pinch us off. Hold tight to the inside. Try to force him out wide. We'll stay in the lead there. Good battle. Good clean battle down towards turn 1. Allows Jacob and others to stay right in play here, right in touch. Richie is already disconnected, unfortunately. So I'm definitely vulnerable out of the last corner, especially with people that actually know what they're doing. No surprise there, but... Nice and smooth through there. A little bear chicane from me. Freeman's still right up on the back of us there. Definitely just don't trust it to carry the speed, especially on cold tires. That's one of my main struggles with these open wheel cars. Again, we get through there decently. We'll go protect to driver's right. If he wants to come and pass us, he's more than welcome to. He's going to try to stick it around the outside again, but that's a very difficult move to make. not leave any room on the left in case he thought about having a dive. Jake back up to P4 now, so he can start to come chase us down, especially if we get to battling amongst the top 3. Jacob's still just hanging on back there in P3 as well within the tow, so starting to get a little bit of tire heat now. Still not warm by any means, but we're doing okay. Definitely bottomed out big time there. We're going to probably lose the lead here. Side by side down the hill, this is going to be quite scary. Where's Jacob going to go? Jacob's going to follow me up the inside. We'll again go defensive. Jacob's going to have a monster run through into turn 1. Sean going to get back in the tow. Just keep moving around just a little bit. Jacob takes a brave pillar on the top, but he's not going to make it out there for sure. Does save it though at least. Gets back going. We're all right together. That's going to bring Jake right back into this. Crazy save back there. Crazy battling. This is great stuff. Car races really well. Don't have a lot of interest in driving in any regularity, but it is quite fun, and it's nice that you can push the issue just a little bit and get away with it. I need to be better though. I need to be faster through the chicane especially, or the whole thing really. That was actually pretty good that time, but we still lost time to the 2 cars behind. Again, they're both very talented and probably better in open wheel than I am, but we've got track position, so we're going to make them come past us. Seems like we're getting through the last corners decently, but they're just a little bit better, and obviously they have all the tows, so. Seems like it's very difficult to make that pass into turn 1 around the top. Sean is all over us. All over us. Jacob going to be trying to find a way past here. Easier said than done. So we're definitely vulnerable off the last corner into 1, and we're definitely a little vulnerable into and through the chicane.
These are open wheel cars, brother.
Another good chicane there for me. That was actually pretty decent. Will definitely keep us ahead through these last 2 corners at least, but we still got to get off of them to get down the front straight. The 2 behind want to go battle side by side. They're more than welcome to. Looks like they're still in a decent battle there. We can actually take a clean line through 1 this time for a change. Sean entered 1 very hard, got through there well though, pushed out a little bit wide, but survived. Jacob all over him. I overdrove there just a little bit for turn 2. Alright, I really need a good chicane here again. That would be really key. We can get through here again well this time. And we did. That was actually really well done. Sean was still a couple tenths better. He must just be absolutely sending it up through there. He's so fast. It'd be great if he had, like wheel-to-wheel racecraft and racing respect, but he's so talented. Definitely going to make up some time here. He ran quite wide there, but 6 down, 4 to go. He's definitely got a big run coming forwards. We've pulled away from Jake back and forth. Fastest lap for me, which is then going to be beaten by like 5 tenths of a second by Sean behind there. That was a killer lap from him. He was probably mid 55 on that one. So he's got the speed, obviously, in the tow. He's going to have his shots. It's just about where does he make his move? How can we defend? And do we make mistakes? That's the key. It's going to be up to the 3 of us unless there's a big wreck. Jake's too far back at 4 seconds. Feel good about where we're at. Feel decent through the chicane these last several laps, but again, that doesn't really mean anything if we mess up the last one, so. A little bit of toe break there, but he's still going to be well within toe distance regardless, so. 56 flat's a really good lap for me, especially out front. Sean is all over us. We've just about dropped Jacob now. It's going to be between the 2 of us. Two 2.5 laps. Just about got away with that there, right on the limit. He was as well behind as you saw there in the mirror. He's going to be all over us. Going to have a great run through this last corner. We're going to have to defend in the one again. He ran a little bit wide there, lost some time, but so going to keep us safe for this lap. 2 to go. Lost a good amount of time there, actually. But he's just so fast. That's what I'm talking about. Just those little mistakes gave me a nice lap of not having to worry about him catching us on this lap unless I really blow it. But he's still got one more after this one, so he's going to have his shots. Definitely faster right now. Just making the car rotate better than I'm capable of. We're in a really good rhythm through the chicane right now, though. Got through there a little better than he did, actually. He may not be close enough to get us down the front stretch here if we can get through the last corner decently. 10 car lengths back. That's quite a ways for one lap. 1 to go. Credit one bank. Sponsor me, please. Let's finish this baby off. No mistakes. Nothing stupid. 8 car lengths. Another good lap. 55.92. He's got a big run coming towards us. It's going to be off the last corner. That's a shot. Depends how far back he is and what kind of run he gets through there and how bad my exit is, obviously. Tires definitely heating up. We're using them well. They're wearing through them. 7 car lengths. Trying to break the toe as much as I dare. One more good chicane, Justin. Come on. There we go. Got it. Really good chicane. He still made up quite a bit of time, though. 5/10 back. He's coming hard. He needs a mega run through this last corner, though. Float through there. Nice and smooth. Let's go, baby. That's an unexpected one.
Good win, man.
Jesus Christ, you're fast, man. That was mega. Every time I look up, you're like plus 5/10, and I'm like, what the hell? That chicane is crazy.
That was fun, man. Great
That was
job.
fun. That was crazy. That was maximum attack. The last 5 or 6 chicanes were absolutely perfect. Best I've run them in all day, all the practice, everything. So we needed every bit of it. It was only, what, 4/10 margin there at the end. Unfortunately, Jake and Jacob looks like their head incidents at the end. Great rebound. Wesley for 3rd place. That was so fun. I did not expect that one, for sure. That was that's a cool one to get as well. Last night was pretty special just because of how much we were killing them. Jake and I really had last night nailed in, but this one's cool. It was unexpected for sure. So we'll take that. Awesome. Very, very happy with that. Very pleased. That was a lot of fun. I thought that once we got out ahead, it was going to become between Sean and I. Unfortunately, Hayden there had that issue in the LCQ, went to the back, could never recover. Jake ends up P4, so a very well done drive. We'll take that one. Not going to do any burnouts or anything, obviously. It's a freaking Formula Ford, but very pleased with that. That was killer fun. That was absolutely insane. Some great battles there, close racing, and very, very proud of that one. So we will go ahead and we'll check out the results here shortly. Awesome. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Heck yeah, baby. That's cool. Let's go. You love to win good races like that, and that was definitely a good one. All right. Race ready. Finish. Good SOF 2100. We led 9 laps. Sean led 1. Don't remember which one. We were behind him 1 lap, I guess. But yeah, that last lap he was still plus almost 4/10. So absolutely mega. Great race. Great recovery from Wesley. He came from 10th after being so fast in practice. Drove all the way up to P3. Jake ends up P4. Jacob fell back to P5. Again, great recovery from Zach. He ends up P6. John unfortunately had a mistake early, finished back in P8. Nick made it to the end, P9. I think he started where he finished last night as well. Hayden comes from 17th to finish top 10. Billy fell back a little bit, probably had an incident, I'm sure. And those are some of the cars that finished further back and failed to finish. So we'll take that. That was a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed that. And again, thanks to Nick for putting this all on. Always fun, I said earlier. These random races, these kind of quirky one-offs are just the best that he hosts and other people host, but him especially. Like these weird things that aren't leagues or aren't series or aren't the car track combos you always see. Those are the best because we all come into it with basically no laps here other than practicing for this. I mean, I can't remember the last time I drove this version of the track. So really, really cool. Very proud of that. And I think that's like my first Formula Ford official, not official win, obviously, but like a win that I actually earned. So that's crazy. I really enjoyed that, though. That was a lot of fun. So I hope you did as well. Make sure to drop that like, sub down below. Thank you all so much for all your love and support. And if you haven't seen yesterday's Legends car video, go back and watch that. But that's a wrap. We'll take it. So that's going to be it from me. Appreciate you all so much. Till next time, as always, bye.